Recording in progress.
So hello everyone, welcome to our Zoom check-in for day 14. This is our third Zoom check-in for our Quantum Touch Energy Challenge. This is Meredith McDonough, and I am just reading a question here from someone, and from Amy, and she says, should I focus more on the thing or statement, or focus more on breath and body awareness, or both? So to answer your question, Amy, is you kind of do all the things at the same time. So you can use your imagination to focus on the thing or the statement if you like. I personally like to write the thing or the statement down. It's kind of like an attention hack to put it out in front of me, and that allows me to use the breathing and body awareness a little bit more fully versus trying to hold it inside of my mind. And Monica replied, when Richard Gordon talks about keep breathing, does he mean, Monica had a question. So Monica asked, when Richard Gordon talks about keep breathing, does he mean keep visualizing body sensations, following arrows, and keep breathing? So when we are doing, I think when you're the breathing is, when we're doing the breathing, we are mentally sweeping that energy circuit that goes from the toes up and up to the top of the head, and then down out through the hands, down side of face, out the hands. So you can visualize it if that helps you to do it, but typically it's just a mental sweep. What I do recommend for people, I'm not, Monica, sure how long you've been doing quantum touch for, but I just want to make sure I answer your question thoroughly. That's what we recommend for most people just starting, is to do the hands-on body sweeps, because that wakes up your energy and gets your energy familiar with the circuit that it's going to follow, and then following with a mental sweep. This is just my personal preference. I like to do a mental sweep up the front, a mental sweep up the back, and then a mental sweep up the middle, after doing a hands-on body sweep. So, and yes, we're always breathing and sweeping. As long as you're breathing and sweeping, you're doing quantum touch. And for those of you who've taken a quantum touch course, you will hear your instructor say that quite often. As long as you're breathing and sweeping, you are doing quantum touch. If you're not breathing and sweeping, you're not doing quantum touch. So you're doing something else. Okay, so let's get started here. We're gonna just start jump in, and does anybody want to share anything in the chat that they specifically want to work on today, or any outstanding questions or concerns? I definitely have been very concerned about the people on Maui and Lahaina town, and just the concern for the local economy there and the people who've lost things. So I think that's where I'll be sending my energy for today. So I know last time we had some feedback that people didn't quite like the 10-minute call outs. So if you have a timer and you would like to set your own timer, when you start our energy healing, you are welcome to grab your cell phone and set a timer for 30 minutes, and we are going to run together. Prior to us starting, please feel free to ask any other questions in the chat, but let's get started with doing a hands-on body sweep for those who are familiar, or you can just do a mental sweep, whatever you prefer, just to wake up our energy. Want to do 2 or 3 of these just to get going. All right. I like to stand when I do my breathing and sweeping, and then I'm going to just do a mental sweep up the front. And go at your own pace. We won't start at the 30 until we're all ready. Mental sweep up the back of the body. And I like to meet them in the middle and do a mental sweep up the middle. And for those who are new to running energy, you know, sometimes it can kind of feel like we're like patting our head and rubbing our belly at the same time. So just, you know, break it into steps. Keep your belly nice and loose, your hands nice and loose, and keep your mouth open so you can take in, you know, as much as you can, larger quantities of air. So, yeah. So, okay, let's see, where did I want to go today? So, okay. So I kind of wanted to introduce a fun activity, and I did talk about this in the chat today. So if you have something separate that you want to run energy on today, like you already have like your like list in mind of like, I'm going to run energy to these things, stick with your list if you like. I'm going to introduce something a little bit new. So I posted this in the Quantum Touch chat today. So for those who have a healing practice or a business in general, or maybe for those who may have financial concerns, because, you know, who doesn't want more money, right? I remember Miriam Hunter, one of my mentors, was talking about doing this chakra energy running and running energy into each of the chakras when we're working with, you know, people. And so I thought to myself, you know, well, what if it was possible to run energy into the chakra centers of our business? Instead of thinking of our business or our healing practice or our money as just like a thing, what if we thought of it as a person? What if our money or our business or our healing practice has a root chakra or a sacral chakra or a heart chakra? And what exactly would that feel like? And what would that look like? So if you have a blank piece of paper or lined paper, it doesn't have to be blank. You just need a pencil and a piece of paper nearby, just as so. And if you just want to draw the energy centers, you can draw a little stick person if you want. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. We're not here for art club. If you want to draw your root chakra, the sacral, the solar, your heart chakra, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. So, and you can just put the name of your healing practice. If you're just running energy to your money chakras, then you can just put, you know, Amy's money or Meredith's money, whichever you prefer. Again, these don't have to be super fancy. This is my little stick figure. So I can get him on camera here. So you can tell this is very archaic. This is nothing fancy, but I drew a little heart for my heart. So if you would like to do this activity, you can. You don't have to if you don't want to. So if you have a set list of things that you were going to run energy into, you can stick with that. But this is just a fun way to kind of focus our attention. So, and be creative, because, you know, what more? So, yeah. Okay. So once you have your little stick person of your money or your business or your healing practice drawn, we're going to spend the next 30 minutes just running energy into each and every chakra energy center of our money or our business or our healing practice. Or if you can, and if you have a separate list of things you were going to run to, we can run to that as well. So I'm going to let everyone set their own timers for the 30 minutes, just so I'm not interrupting you all. And if you want to mute me, turn me down, totally fine. I will give a 15-minute shout out just to be like, hey, we're 15 minutes halfway point, but that's all I'm going to do for today. So if everyone can just get started, we're just going to, and if you want to put your little stick person kind of in front of you, you know, at eye height, versus just staring down at it, I find that helps kind of keep me engaged with what I'm doing here. So, and if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And all right, so everyone can just set their timers, start breathing and sweeping, and let's rock and roll. as promised, I'm just calling in for the 15-minute mark. So if you need to switch to something new, if you are finding yourself getting a little bit sleepy, you're tired or yawning, and you feel like the energy is dropping a little bit, just a friendly reminder that you can switch into some faster breathing techniques, toning, audible or inaudible, using your what you love the most technique. So if you just kind of need to liven things up a bit, if you're starting to feel the sleepiness kick in. Everyone, it sounds like you guys are doing great. Any questions, just drop them in the chat. And we're coming up on our last 33 seconds, so please just imagine the highest healing outcome for whatever you sent to. So that concludes our 30 minutes. If you need to go, you're welcome to go. If you would like to set a timer for 2 minutes, I know it's an additional just 2 minutes, but if you guys could spare to do 2 minutes of energy directed towards the island of Maui and all of its residents and the cats and the dogs and the chickens, all of the plant life and all of the people there, be very appreciative. I'm gonna set my own timer now, again, just 2 minutes energy send, really just holding the intention that the people there get everything that they need and relief and clean air and places to stay, and that they can rebuild. So just 2 minutes. If you need to go, totally understand. But if you have 2 minutes to spare, we can run energy together. Just focus towards Maui. I'd really appreciate that. And we can start now. That concludes our energy send and our 2 minute energy send to the island of Maui. Very much appreciated all of you for doing that. I know people there need a lot of relief, and so hopefully a dark miracle will come out of what has happened there. Does anybody have any questions or concerns before we wrap up? Just feel free to drop them in the chat, and I hopefully can answer them here. Well, it looks like nobody has questions. Oh, thank you, Amy. Thanks for the session. And everyone, you got your 30-minute energy run-in today. Thank you for engaging with the energy, using our tools the most when we oftentimes think we need to use them the least. We need to use them the most. Thank you, everyone. This replay will be sent out. Have a good rest of your week. And yes, if you could still send energy to the island of Maui, even just for 30 seconds or a minute every day, that would be really greatly appreciated. So thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your week. And we'll see you in the Facebook group if you have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.